What's up everybody, it's Daydreamz. Welcome back to another video. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and checking out the channel, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different, but it's going to benefit you guys greatly if you actually want to learn. So I'm going to show you guys the troops in Clash of Kings in real time and how they work and everything. So what this is Age of Empires, the game that inspired Clash of Kings. And the reason I know this is because they have many of the same troops, because, you know, they want to be historically accurate, but they just changed the name of a couple of the troops, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But most of them are the exact same troops, and it looks a little bit the same. It just doesn't have the actual real-time micromanagement strategy with the troops, which I think is the future of Clash of Kings. And if any of the developers watch this video, I'll explain why. So I'm going to show you guys like how this game works real quick. So they have multiplayer, you know, tons of people still play this game. In China, it's a huge game, like literally probably all the kids in China know this game. Well, especially anyone like in their 20s or like anywhere from like 20 to like 16, they probably grew up playing this game because it was huge in the 2000s. It was like the second biggest RTS game next to StarCraft. It's just an amazing game. I wish they would have came out with like how Warcraft came out with World of Warcraft. I wish they would have came out with World of Age of Empires, because it would have been a huge success, because it's, you know, real. I don't like monsters and shit. That you know, that's the whole thing with Clash of Clans, why I think it's garbage. Like Valkyries and baby dragons and all that shit, you can keep that. I don't need none of the fake cartoon looking stuff. I'd rather have real troops. So we're gonna go to actually we're gonna go to map editor. I'm gonna create a new scenario just so I can show you guys the troops, and I want to show you how they march and how they fight. So we're going to go to units real quick, and we're going to get some Berserker here on the front line. Berserker are actually a Viking unit. They're like the Viking front line unit. They're like really high health. They just like take, so I'm going to show you how these work. They just take a lot of damage. So you can see how the map kind of looks the same. This isn't how it looks when you're actually playing. This is just the editor where you can put troops in. So I'm going to do this very quickly. So we're going to go down to H Halberdier. And look, these are the Halberdier, T9 Halberdier. You guys know these. These are the cavalry counters. And they take those long spears and they jam them right into the horses. So next you have the... Well, we're not putting the rams in there. We'll put them in last, because I'll show you where they go. They should go in between the Berserker and the Halberdier. I really should delete those and put the rams in, but it's not that big of a deal because we don't really attack with the rams anyway. But maybe when we show a defensive layer, I'll put the rams in there. So for the Divine Knight, these are the Divine Knight. They're Paladin is what they're called in Age of Empires. They just changed the name, same troop, Paladin. And then behind them, you guys know what they are. It's the T9C Cavalry Archer right there. So we've got the Cavalry Archer. And see how, like, okay, let me see. So the Berserker take all the damage. They're like a high health unit. Then these Halberdier, they kill the cavalry. Then the cavalry behind them are protected by these Halberdier, which are going to, you know, attack the horses. But if these Berserker weren't here, the other team's Berserker would kill all these Halberdier. And then by the time they get to the Paladin or the Divine Knight, then the other team's Halberdier would eat your cavalry up, and it just is like a chain reaction, guys. This is the importance of a well-layered army. So behind them you have the T10 Marksman or the T8 Eagle Archer. So we'll go to we'll put in the Short Bowman. We'll put the Plumed Archer, because that is the closest thing to a T10 Eagle Archer, is this thing right here. And it's just a short bow archer. It isn't a crossbow. It doesn't have the long range. It's like a real hard shooting short bow that's like you know, a real hard close combat bow. For the Windless Man, you have the Arbalist, the T4 Arbalist. Well, this is it right here, but you know, it's a better version right there. So that's the Arbalist, or the T9 Windless Man. This is it right there. So next we will go to the Trebuchets or Mangonel. So I'm going to show you what they both look like. So here's a Mangonel. A mangonel looks like this. It's just a little, you know, it's like a little onager, it's a catapult is what it is. So we're going to put one layer of those in, just for the thing. But I'm going to show you what a trebuchet looks like. And I'm going to show you how a trebuchet works. So, here's a trebuchet. See how big it is? And how, like, tall it is? And what these do is they shoot, like, from there all the way up past the front line. I mean, they shoot far. These things are awesome. And I'm gonna test this real quick just so I can show you, like, how the troops, like, move. And, like, how cool the game is. So, here's the troops in the line. I'm gonna show you how the trebuchets shoot real quick. So, we're just gonna do it like an attack ground real quick. And look, it shoots all the way. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look, it shoots all the way over top of your troops and hits the troops up there. Now, they are a slow shooting unit. So, in Clash of Kings, if someone sends just those trebuchet, look how quick it would be for someone to take their paladins and bum rush them before they even get one shot off, and they would just attack them. Boom. Now the trebuchets are dead. And, I can go back. I believe I can just hit load. I haven't played much on here. So I already tested. I think I can just quit and it'll take me back to the editor. Pretty sure. Okay, so we're back to the editor. Now, let's go to like the enemy team. And if you just put like 1 or 2 of these troops into a lair, this layer would demolish it because it's a complete troop composition. I didn't even show you how the cavalry archers move. They're like the paladin, but they shoot arrows. You know, they have a short range that they shoot arrows at, like maybe 5 range, and then you can upgrade the range and everything. Which in Clash of Kings you can't really upgrade the range, but you know they already have it, so it's basically like a post-imperial troop. But guys, this is the way that the lair looks in Clash of Kings. So you've got your berserker here in the front, right there. You've got your T9 halberdier or any kind of pikeman, T9, T8, and T5. Then you have your Divine Knight, T10, T8, Royal Knight, same thing, T6, Knights Templar. Then you have your Cavalry Archer, of course, the T9 Strike Archer, or the T7 Heavy Cavalry Archer, or the T5 Shooter. Then, of course, you have your T10 Marksman behind it, it's a short bow, or your T8 Eagle Archer, same thing, T6 Archer Guard, same thing. And then behind it, right here, you have your Arbalist, T4 Arbalist, or the T7 Heavy Crossbowman, or the T9 Windless Man. Then you have the mangonel right there. This is a mangonel. It's basically, in Clash of Kings, it's like a smaller trebuchet. Once you get to T7 and T8 and T10, it's all trebuchet. And you guys saw how sweet those things are. They have a slow attack rate, but they're protected by the rest of your troops, so they stay in the back. But, guys, let me know if these all siege rallies are really working, because if they are, Clash of Kings has to fix it. The game has to work, you know, because you can't control the troops, so all you can do is layer the troops. So, you know, and by layering, what you want to do is you want to change it depending on what the enemy has. So, let's say the enemy has a ton of cavalry. Then you want to have a ton of halberdier or pikemen. That's just the way RTS games work and the way they're supposed to work. And if it's not working like that right now, then Elix has to fix that so that it's a balanced game, so you know we get what we're paying for. This is what we want. We want a balanced game that we can actually, you know, make real-time decisions. Like if you scout a castle and you see what they have in there, and you see that they have all, you know, swordsmen. That's all they have is just swordsmen. Well, you should be able to then send just your archers and maybe your maybe some mangonel and some cavalry archer and some knight. You don't really even have to send any halberdier, because halberdier die to the swordsman. That's just the way that it works in the game. So we're going to do a couple of troop tests. So we'll put player 2. We're going to put player 2 on here, so that way we got to go to units, and we go to switch the player. So we're going to put player 2. Now we're just going to put all one troop. Let's just put all mangonel, just so I can show you how these all siege work. So they'll kill some stuff, like they might kill that front line, and I'll even put an equal number in here. But eventually those cavalry are going to close the distance, and they're going to crush them. So these things are going to hit us pretty hard at first. But once those cavalry get there, guys, it's game over. It's night-night. I'm going to put literally a ton of these things in here, but it doesn't matter because once those cavalry close the distance, it's going to be night-night for the mangonel. So let's go ahead and do a test. Okay. See, it's going to eat up that front line, but once these cavalry come in here, see, I didn't attack with all my troops at once. That was a bad example. I should have attacked with all my troops at once. Okay, so what I need to do... So, let's say it's all siege. That's what I did wrong. I'm trying to think of, like, what I did wrong here. I didn't put enough cavalry in. So, I could, like, in real time, so... Let's say I send a regular layer at all siege. So yeah, it loses like that. That's because I didn't have enough cavalry. So let's go to cavalry. Let's put in more cavalry for player 1. And we're not even going to use our archers or anything. We're going to take them out. Player 1. We're going to delete our archers and everything. We're going to delete all this just so we keep it fair. And this is what I'm saying. So I thought just that small group of cavalry would kill it. But the splash damage of those mangonel are actually, and those are like T1 mangonel, the splash damage is actually a lot better than I thought it was. So let's go ahead and put like an equal number of paladin, and it's going to be real bad real quick. Now you can see why siege are so powerful by that. So let's fill this in just like we had it, same numbers. It's going to be real bad for these siege. So let's test this now. And this time I'm going to pull them back. I'm not even going to let them die to it. Okay, so look, they closed the distance now. And now look at how it's a big difference now when you have, so you can change the layer up. And this is what happens when you use all siege and someone has an equal number of cavalry. They close the distance and they eat it up pretty bad. Now that first one wasn't a good example because I only had like 10 cavalry and like 40 siege. Of course they're going to win. But as you can see, when you change it up, that's what's going to happen when you put a bunch of siege in and someone can put a bunch of cavalry in. They're going to get destroyed. But anything else gets demolished by that siege. Like I'll show you... You know, I can show you, like, I don't know, a bunch of archers against that. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. And if you don't control your troops, it's gonna be bad. But that cavalry would eat that up so quick. So, let's think of another test that we can do, guys. So that way I can show you a little bit more. I'll do a cavalry test, so I'm just gonna go, like, on the other side, like, down here, so I can just put new stuff in, and I don't have to worry about deleting all that. Or I can do, like, new. Edit scenario, create scenario. Okay. That was like saving. Okay, so let's go ahead and do archers. I just want to show you. We're just going to show you archers. Well, I could show you archers versus cavalry, but they just melt them. I wanted to show you. Okay, let's go halberdier. I'm going to play some real games of this too, guys. And let me know if you want to see some real games. If you don't, guys, you know, if you watch the video anyway, leave a like. I hope you learned something for Clash of Kings. But a lot of people don't know about, you know, the history and like what these troops are, where they came from. But let's do like a, I don't want to do paladin because it's like, then I can't do equal numbers. Let's do like a regular, we'll do like a hussar, which is like the heaviest. It would be like a this would be about like a T8. Or we could do, we'll mix that with a knight. A knight would be like a T8 royal knight. This is like a royal knight, and it looks just like them. This is like royal knight. So let's see. Okay, those are pretty equal numbers. And cavalry are really strong, so they might beat that short number of halberdier. So let's test it. But they're a counter to them. Okay, we don't worry about that. We worry about this. So you can see these halberdier just eat cavalry up. They're just eating them up. Look at that. It was a lot worse than I thought it was. I thought it'd be pretty close. But halberdier, That's just what they do. They stab those horses with those big long spears. And these are a cheap unit, you know. That's why they're a T9 and the Berserker's T10. Because Halberdier, they're a cheap unit. You know, they're fast and they kill those cavalry real quick. They got those long spears, so remember that. And, you know, look, these cavalry, just a few cavalry wiped out. We didn't even use all of them, so a few cavalry are, you know, doing work on those. The rest of those would clean that up so quick, guys. All siege makes me, nothing makes me madder in the game than people saying that something works when it shouldn't. Because it should be a balanced game. It shouldn't be an imbalanced game where you can send all one troop type. It has to be a well-layered march. And that is the point of this video, guys. And I hope you learned something from this. I'm going to be playing a couple of live games. And maybe this weekend I'll do some live streams of it. If any of you guys play, we can come play together. I'm like a intermediate player. I'm pretty good. I'm not going to say I'm like, you know, there's a big difference between being like good at the game, even being an expert at the game, and being pro at the game. Because some of the pros, like the Viper, there's some really good pro players I can show you videos of, and I can commentate and show you guys some very high level play. I mean, these people control their troops so well. They just play the game every day, and you know, if I'd have kept playing, I'd have 100% been at their level, because I was already just below their level when I was playing, and I haven't played in 5 years. I mean, it's been a while, but you know, Clash of Kings really brought me back to this. This is the roots of Clash of Kings, and this is just how the troops work, guys. So I hope that you learned something today. And if you learned anything today about any of these troops, leave a like on the video. If you don't want to see any more Clash of Kings, that's fine. I'll leave it labeled in the description, so that way you don't even have to click on the video. But, you know, if you want to support me anyway, I appreciate it so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.